Donald Trump just suffered a crushing blow to his plan to tilt the next midterms in his favor. His scheme to lock down congressional seats through redistricting is starting to unravel, and the pushback is coming fast. Before we break down what's happening across the states, let's start with Texas, where the stakes couldn't be higher.
What we're seeing in Texas in this case has massive implications for the 2026 midterms. As you mentioned, the redraw that Texas Republicans did here essentially takes 5 Democratic-held congressional seats at the moment and makes them more favorable to Republicans. By making the shift, it drew a court challenge, and in this court challenge, opponents of the maps, obviously allied with Democrats who oppose the Republican-led changes, are hoping to keep the old map, the one that was in effect for the 2024 election, in place rather than the one that could be used in 2026 if Republicans passed and was signed into law. Now, right now, the U.S. House has a very narrow majority in terms of the Republican control of the chamber. If this new map goes into effect, is used in the 2026 elections, this really could be difficult for Democrats and could help Republicans' chances of keeping control of the U.S. House.
And how is the state responding to these accusations of racial gerrymandering going on here?
Errol, it's really interesting, as I listened to the debate in recent weeks, as I read court filings in this case, it is clear Texas Republicans have been adamant that they drew this map for partisan purposes, that they drew this map to help Republicans have more representation in terms of what they're doing in Texas and then be elected to Congress in Washington. It's an interesting tactic to use there, saying, hey, we didn't use race to draw this map. We used a partisan preference of saying they wanted to send more Republicans to Washington.
That's the heart of it. Texas Republicans admit this isn't about fair representation. It's about securing more Republican seats, even at the expense of democracy itself. But resistance is growing. California is now stepping in with a counterstrike. Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing Proposition 50, a measure that would give him direct authority to redraw California's maps without an independent commission, a move explicitly designed to push back on Greg Abbott's gerrymandering. And here's where Trump's nightmare begins.
People in that state understand that this is a fight against Trump. This is a fight against Trump's, effectively, his attempted permanent takeover of the government of the United States. Look at the polling as voting starts on that ballot measure. The yes side, the yes, let's redistrict side, is ahead by 18 points. They're up 18 points in the polling. The yes side, in terms of donors, they have 65,000 individual donors who have collectively donated over $83 million to that side of the fight. On the other side, on the Trump side, the San Francisco Chronicle reports that they have not tens of thousands of donors, but rather 130 donors total, and that they've raised $35 million. But you want to do the math on that? $5 million of their $35 million came from one check from a Republican Party PAC. The other $30 million that they raised came from one check from one right-wing billionaire guy. So they had 100+ donors. I guess everybody else gave a few cents, enough to add up to a rounding error. Basically, they've got support from 2 checks.
The math is brutal. Democrats are mobilizing tens of thousands of small donors and millions of grassroots dollars. Trump's allies? Just a handful of mega donors trying to buy influence with massive checks. If Proposition 50 passes, and right now polling shows it leading by 18 points, it could completely upend Trump's gerrymandering strategy and set a precedent for other Democratic-led states to follow. And here's the bigger picture. The American people are losing patience with manipulation of our democracy. Polls already show voters leaning toward Democrats retaking Congress. Add redistricting battles to the mix, and Trump's grip on power looks shakier than ever. The message is clear. No amount of billionaires writing oversized checks can erase the fact that voters are tired of the chaos, tired of the corruption, and tired of watching Trump try to rig the system. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Frontline Democrats, turn on notifications, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think states should fight gerrymandering with counter-redistricting, or should we push for nationwide reform to end it once and for all?